Okay, hello everybody. This is Mike here again. So I'm going to kind of deviate from my normal programming robotics tutorials and news and updates and so on. So the reason why I'm doing this is that one of my side hobbies that I've had for a long time is miniatures, miniature gaming, board gaming, stuff like that. So as I was just kind of playing around, kind of bored one day, I was doing some research on some of the more complicated, uh, hard to do, uh, long lasting board games, miniature games. And I came across a, it's an unbelievable game. And I came across some updated news. So this game is legendary. Many people who know a lot of history about board games and miniature games and so on already know of this game. And as soon as I mention its name, you might even guess it before I mention its name. But this has now become one of my bucket lists that I really want to do. Unfortunately, I may have to wait till I retire, which I don't know when that's going to be. That could be a long time from now, because this game lasts forever and needs lots of people to play. So definitely something to do in the future, just for the fun of it. But like I said, this has become almost like a bucket list for me now. I don't know if I'll be able to get a copy of it, but they are doing a remake of it. So I might be able to get the remake. So let me share my screen and just kind of jump in. This game is a monster. It's almost funny. It's almost like intentionally made so you can never play this game. That's why it's kind of like a mythical beast. So let me share my screen and show it to you. This is a cool video. I can show you a little bit about the video, but so here it is. Here's the rules. So many of you may already have heard this game. It's called the Campaign for North Africa, the Desert War 1940 to 1943. So I found the PDFs. That's why I was like, wow. So there's multiple pages per. So every page is like two. So it's gigantic. The rule booklet is just insane. Well, let's go to board games. Okay. So Board Game Geeks. So this is the Board Game Geeks link or website for it. So this game was created back in 1979 by SPI Simulations Publications Inc. This is like one of the glory days or the years 70s, 80s for massive, complicated board games. Now there's some that you could buy today that are that may not quite be as bad, but are pretty close. This 14 plus, I think it should be a lot higher than that. I think you probably need to be like at least a high school student or a college student to even figure out the rules. The weight, the complexity rating, I think it's a little bit low. It should probably be a 5 plus. This is what's unbelievable. So they're saying 60,000 minutes. I've heard anywhere between 1,200 to 1,500 hours. Many people say that if you just play this game forever, I mean, you just wake up and play this game and then go to sleep and wake up and play this game and go to sleep, then it might take you years and years and years. Just unbelievable amount of time to play this game. I don't know if anybody's actually been able to fully complete this game from start to finish the campaign. Maybe one of the scenarios, like there's like one or two scenarios in the campaign game. So this is the entire Battle of North Africa. So I really don't know if anybody's actually finished the full game itself. So what makes this game so difficult is the rules are massive, complicated, hard to follow. Like I said, I'll show you the rule book here in a little bit, show you. But logistics. So this game is hugely based on logistics. Now, when this game was produced back in 1979, computers were new and Excel spreadsheets were new. So I would think that I've seen some rivers of people trying to put together Excel spreadsheets to try to handle all the logistics, because every unit has individual logistics to it: supplies, water, food, so on. And so you basically have a gigantic workbook for every unit in the game, every counter in the game, and you've got to supply it with food, water, ammunition, and so on. And the air rules are hurt, from what I understand, are just unbelievable, because you basically track each individual pilot for each individual airplane, and all the airplanes individually. So this is like a side thing you do. So you do your turns, and you maintain logistics and monitor individual pilots and airplanes and make sure they're what status they are and so on. It's just, the logistics is a nightmare for this game, but many people, many historians that I have watched and read say that logistics is the most important element of any war. And World War II was a huge example of logistics. Everything was about logistics, supplies, and so on. So this basically is simulating a 3-year campaign, and that's why a lot of people, it says it take you months and months to play this game. I think I heard somewhere like 6 months or so. Yeah, and the player size, about 1,200 hours, and the player size, they recommend like 10 players. So you have like a logistics commander. So each side has a commander-in-chief and a logistic commander and a rear commander, an air commander, and a frontline commander. It just, some of the suggestions of how to get through this are just unbelievable. I don't know how you can play this solitaire, but so this is the Board Game Geek page for it. So I would recommend, if you're interested in just seeing what this game is, to go there and read more about it. Got lots of cool pictures. The map itself is like 10 feet long. 10 feet long, a couple of feet wide. And it basically covers the entire North Africa campaign area, from the West Coast to the Suez Canal. (1800) counters, about 10 feet of map. So basically you need like a huge room and a huge gaming table. And it's almost like you need a huge room and a huge gaming table. And then on the walls of the game room, you can have all the logistics papers and stuff posted there, here and there on the walls, and big folders to keep track of everything during the game. So it's like you have to just dedicate the entire room to this game if you want to play it. A huge table, walls and ceilings and all kinds of stuff to play it. The rules are just unbelievable. Here's the game box itself. The campaign for North Africa. Counter sheets. All the counter sheets, about 1,800 counters. Even with 1,800 counters, you don't use all 1,800 counters, and you've got such a huge map that you can have a lot of empty map. But that's kind of like the Desert Campaign. The Desert Campaign was not a game of lots of units. It was just huge, wide open spaces in the desert. So if you're, like I said, interested in, I would definitely recommend that you start here at boardgamegeek.com. So I found a couple of forums. Some of them are kind of old, but here's one that does have some stuff within the last year or so, but it seems like there's not a lot. So if you're interested in, there's this forum page. I got it from the Board Gaming Geeks. This is where I also found the rules. There is talk, Excel spreadsheets and stuff, but I don't see any finished product or links. I definitely think a computerized version of this would be very, very interesting, or at least taking all the logistical paperwork that you've got to do before and after each turn, that they would all be computerized through Excel spreadsheets would help people out a lot. It was made, like I said, in 1979. It developed before 1979, so computers were just starting to become important and used. So here's the website. I'll put a link to this website, and you can branch off of here. But this is where I found a lot of cool information and a link to the rules. Like I said, here's the monster, which is the rules. This actually has everything this actually has the maps. This may be kind of slow, so I kind of apologize because there is so much information in here. We can go through here. Let me blow this up because I want to show you one of the funny rules. This is like a famous rule. Let's see if I can find it for you here. It's the Italian pasta rule. I mean, I've tried to sit and read some of these rules, and it's just unbelievable. But this is the everything that comes in the box basically was photographed. So you could actually probably create your own version of this game by just printing everything out and then having printing out the counters and stuff, and maybe gluing them to a poster board, maybe gluing the maps to a poster board and kind of blowing everything up. Like I said, it's so involved. Logistics is our nightmare. Air is a nightmare. Everything is just a huge, big, gigantic nightmare. Paperwork. It's just paperwork after paperwork after paperwork. Okay, so it's 52. Actually went a little too far. There's a few small scenarios, but there's still, days and weeks and months of work to do. Okay, here's this famous rule. It's called the Italian pasta rule, section 52.6. Let's blow it up so you can read it. So this just shows you how the logistics is our nightmare. So rule 52.6, the Italian pasta rule. This is very famous in board gaming people. One of the biggest mistakes the Italians made during the entire desert campaign was to provide their troops with diet, which was composed in large part of spaghetti and macaroni. Aside from providing insignificant protein, it is a Venetian brand. Pasta was one serious drawback in the desert. You needed water to cook. Therefore, each Italian battalion when it receives its stores, must receive an extra 1 point of water when stores are distributed. Any battalion site unit that does not receive their posture point 1 water point may not voluntarily exceed their CPA, whatever that is, that turn. How or more Italian battalions not receiving their posture point that have a cohesion level of -10 or worse immediately become disorganized as if they have reached -26. As soon as such units get their positive point, they regain the control original cohesion level, i.e., the level they had before they disintegrated. Just air rules. Let's go down to all the charts. This game is loaded with charts after charts after charts. Yeah, this rule booklet is so huge. So, like I said, there's these huge maps. Map D. Let's see if I can. Because each these maps are huge. So that's map C. This is probably map B. You said, like I said, there's the counter sheet, so you could probably make your own game if you wanted to. This is map A. Benghazi, Malta. Yeah, that's map A. And so this is where you start out. You have Malta, Benghazi. Go further along in the maps. Tobruk. I think this is the Alexander map, or is it the next one? Oh, here it is. So Egypt, Suez Canal. See if I can blow it up a little bit. So the railhead of Alexandria doesn't quite go to the Suez Canal, but as you can see, it's gigantic. And I'm not a historian, but you're getting really close to where lots of famous battles occurred in these areas right before the canal, Suez Canal. Yeah, there's the famous battle site, El Alamein. that bottleneck right there, famous battle site. So you can download everything. You don't actually have to have the game, buy the game, because I know there's out there, but they're for hundreds of dollars. But you can download, you can get a PDF of the rules and you can print them out. If you're ambitious, you can print them out. You can try to recreate the maps and the counters from the PDF and at least have a cheap version of the game. I don't know how well it'll play. I'll also put a link into this video. There's a cool video guy actually has the game that you can check out. The phasing player, he actually breaks it down. He actually goes through the counters and the maps. You can see them as they came in the game. The maps, he doesn't have enough room to lay all the maps out, so the counters, single-sided counter sheets, it's like 1,800 counters. And he lays out some of the maps. You just see how big these maps are. Just unbelievable. Be interesting to see if there's a possible way to get a big enough game board, 10 by 10, so like 10 by like 4 or 5 feet, 10 feet by 4 or 5 feet, lay it out and actually take a picture of the entire map layout. So it's just huge. Now, one of the reasons why, oh yeah, I forgot. One of the reasons why I know about this game is because it actually was featured on the Big Bang Theory. I just at the time didn't realize it was a real game, but there was a Big Bang Theory episode where Sheldon gets this game to occupy his time. By one of the other characters, where his family was having a kid. So I'll leave the link to that in the description. I don't know if I could find it. Yeah. So Sheldon actually tries to play the game in one of the Big Bang Theory episodes and gets kind of confused why everybody's waiting for the baby. Probably shouldn't show too much of that. And everybody laughs at him, makes fun of him. Okay. Let's see if there's any more pictures I had. I found some. So this is just the box of the game. I think is that the game? There's a lot of games based around North Africa. Okay, so let's bring up the final point. So the new version, the new reprinted version of the game will be called North African Campaign, or at least that's the working title. So let me bring that up. Okay, so originally the game was printed in 1979, 6/1/1979. So Decision Games is making, so they have, Decision Games has the rights to get to this game. So they're working on what they call a pledge program. Right now, I think they got another huge, gigantic game, Axis Empires, that they're working on. You can see the price is not cheap, But as soon as they get done with Axis Empires, I think they've already started some development on this game. They're working on their version, so you can pledge $150. I'll also put a link in the description of this video. So you can get your own copy of this game. So they say that if you read the description, that they're saying they're going to try to fix some of the issues with the game, try to streamline it, make it not so complicated so you actually can play it. I'm still wondering if this would not be great for at least a computerized version of it, something to help out. But so I definitely think this is something I'm probably going to try to pledge, hopefully, and get in during the pledge and save myself $50. I'll leave a description to this. So this Decision Games re-envisioning, remake, trying to fix some of the issues of the game, make it actually playable. And then, since we're talking, probably this is a game I'll probably not be able to play until I have a lot less work to do, then this will probably be a good option. So cool. I figured I'd just kind of share that. It's just unbelievable. Kind of funny, unbelievable, cool game. Oh, very cool. So that's it for now. I just figured this would be kind of a little cool little side note, kind of cool little side thing I could talk about. Kind of like I said, my bucket list now is try to get the new version of the game, and with the old rules and the new version of the game, try to make something playable. But like I said, this may be something that I'll have to do years from now when I have actually free time. So very cool. I hope you found that informative, interesting. Leave a comment, suggestions, help, questions in the comments. And I hope to see you in the next video. So thanks for watching. See you later. Bye.